The manhwa begins with a bald 50-year-old man stuck in high school, streaming alongside his favorite OnlyFans creator. He trying to get that monk dick. We're then introduced to the main character of the story, Yu Hobin. Oh, you ugly. Who's an emo femboy being bullied into Baldi's stream. Now this guy just has to take it like a good little boy because he literally has no talents and is broke. I mean, at least he's not too ugly. Dropkick! This blondie beating Yu Hobin's butt is Snapper, Baldi's #1 meat writer and his cameraman. He can't fight for himself, so he instead leeches off of those stronger than him. Look at his wussy ass flinging from big, strong Hobin's glare. Also, that live stream that Baldi and the OF model Rumi made actually generated 300,000 won, which is also the equivalent to $250. Like, damn! You guys made that much money off of bullying this guy? Look at him. How is this even content? Now this is important because as we know, Hobin is broke, and the reason for this is because his mom's in the hospital and has cancer. Oh, what a good son. Telling his mom he doesn't get bullied. Such a good boy. But because of this, Hobin has to pay all the bills. Lives alone and works a 9 to 5 flipping burgers. Side note, this is going to take me a long time, so there's going to be a lot of parts for this. I don't know how much though. And like, these chapters are mad long. But he does work with fine shite Bomi in McDonald's, and raises her up by making a burger in 30 seconds. She don't want you, Unc. But by hearing that you can make 300,000 won per stream, Hobin decides that he wants to become a YouTuber. And so does Snapper. Why is he just sitting next to him like that? However, in order to make money from YouTube, you have to be over 18 or have your parents' account. Snapper, though, can't because he's the scammer. So instead, he uses Hobin's mom's account to create it and crashes at his house streaming. If I get 30 kills, I get 300,000 won. You bet! 24, 25, I'm about to win. Oh, should I? My mom little kimchi. Oh, man, you stupid little. This is why your mom has cancer. What? What the hell you just said to me? Kimchi attack! Uppercut! Holy ma! You little she-ball! Damn! Look at his house. Not only does he have to worry about his house, he also got to worry about the electricity bill too. Next morning, Snapper is calling him, delete the video. What video? Our sex tape got leaked. As it turns out, what Hobin tripped over wasn't the PC power, but instead, the monitor cable. This meant his whole fight was streamed live and uploaded onto YouTube with a whopping 10 million views. Shit, my wee-wee's leaked. But since views equal money, Hobin decides to keep the video up in order to obtain the 10 million won. But because of the fight being so lame, Snapper loses his spot as Baldi's cameraman and gets his ass handed to him by Weeb. Anyways, with the 10 million won, Hobin heads to the hospital to pay off the bills. 1.2 million won? Man, that's some pocket change. Time to get some hooker. Man, that's my money. How am I a loser like you little stupid? Shut your ass up. You think you can believe me my whole life? Like, that's my mom's account. You took my mom's kids. Hey, bro, I'm sorry. I'm sure he's talking kids. Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Let me be your cameraman. Man, nah. How about now? Is that your wiener? But by showing off his camera work, Hobin decides to work with Snapper in order to create better YouTube videos and make more money. They also decide to focus their videos on fighting bullies. The first one being Baldi. Golly, this guy's tatted up. Man, this fight went exactly as you would expect. He got his ass handed to him. This man Hobin charged at him and got body slammed. Damn! And right before his face was smashed in, the MMA master, Musang Kim, just alphas all over Baldi. Look at him walk away.
Keep running, pal.
Not only that, Snapper, the MVP, was filming everything to expose Baldi.
Why is Baldi exposed trending?
Wait. How do they know I like furries? Anyways, Snapper tells Hobin that he needs to learn how to fight, like the title, since their content is mainly about fighting. And if the fights are too quick, they won't be monetized because their money is actually from the ads. So, Hobin being broke, scrolls on YouTube to learn because you can become a master of anything from YouTube. And somehow, he mistypes how to fight, like completely like so off. And he gets a fighting channel. Side note, this channel is actually a real channel on YouTube. If you guys search it up, you can actually find the same channel. This is where Hobin meets the legendary chicken teacher and learns the very first lesson, how to not get hurt. Meanwhile, Baldi's status is falling while Hobin's becoming the hero of the bullied and his channel is growing. So he quits his job and gets fine shite's number. During class, the hoe, Rumi, tries to hit on Hobin. And he just folds, bro.
What about Bomi?
And Baldi notices this and sees red. But Hobin's a changed man and remembers the lessons he learned. If your foe is excited, keep them excited so they can't focus on fighting. And right before he can practice the technique, Snapper stops Baldi with the camera.
Catch your ass like you stupid.
Look at how Hobin's tweaking over how effective Chicken Teacher's teaching is. Anyways, a small fry starts robbing Hobin and beats the fuck out of Snapper. But Hoban and Snapper ain't no losers, so they go and get their get back. So when they end up fighting, the chicken guy's whispering into Hoban's ears about the techniques. And Hoban follows them and ends up eating and weaving all his punches. But that's it. It's boring as shit. He just eats the punches and doesn't punch back. And oh my days, what is that forehead? Golly! Turns out Hoban ends up bruising his opponent's fists using his forehead, which made him win, and gets paid out 20 million won from that video. So he and Snapper go to the Gucci store where Hoban refuses to spend money despite seeing something he likes because he knows how to spend money properly. Until Bomi texts him to hang out. He folded so fast. Aw, they look like a matching couple. So cute. And they end up on a date. But people make fun of Hoban for being way out of her league, making Hoban feel super insecure. Don't disrespect my goat Hoban! But all's well that ends well, and he makes her blush and happy. But it turns out she knows the MMA master Musang Kim, and Hoban feels insecure since he's not as tall or as handsome as Musang. So he leaves. You dumbass, bro. She wants you. But Snapper, being a good friend, makes him go back, and Hoban realizes Musang and Bomi are just friends. And right before things get intimate, Baldy returns for more and beats Hoban's ass up. They put him in the Yamcha pose. And man, this chapter was so sad, as Bomi literally watches as Hoban gets his ass beat, ripped, and filmed on live all at the same time. And during this whole time, Hoban can only think about how pathetically weak he is and can't even fight back while Bomi did. In the end, they end up getting saved by Musang, but Hoban is left in utter despair from his defeat. He doesn't return to school where Snapper is now being bullied by Baldy or return any calls to Bomi. Rather, he's in his room in the dark alone, training his ass to become the strongest punk using Chicken Guy's teaching. During all this, though, Snapper is being beat by Baldy in order to bring Hoban to school. But before Snapper sells out Hoban to save his own skin, he learns from Hoban's mom how despite all his flaws, Hoban considers him his very first friend. So Snapper takes all the beatings because he no longer wants to be a snake. But guess who's back? Hoban's back, and he's ready to rumble. After countless days of training, bulking, swimming in a public bathhouse, Hoban practices a new fighting technique 10,000 times. The low kick. But when Hoban uses the low kick on Baldy, Baldy makes fun of him for doing it wrong. But in reality, Hoban wasn't going for a low kick. He was going for a calf kick, a better version of the low kick. So he becomes those bitches that just hit and run. It was a prank, calm down. I'm gonna get your scrawny ass. But since he's only kicking, Baldy blocks the kick. I understand it now. But Hoban has another trick up his sleeve, an overhand hook. And with one punch, Hoban sends Baldy flying across the room, knocking him out. So Hoban celebrates. Musang approves, and Snapper and Hoban become brothers, despite Snapper learning that Hoban was talking about Musang being his friend, not him. Man, fuck you. Now that things are back to normal, they need an editor, and an old man applies to the job. Block his bum ass. Hi, I'm the old man. You're hired. The Bob Cook girl is called Yoga, and she's a year younger than Hoban and Snapper. With one touch, she makes Snapper fall in love. So they pick her as the editor for her skills, and cause Snapper is in love. Anyways, Bomi is waiting for Hoban and texts back when she sees a gang of guys laid out in an arcade. That's where we see Mr. 500 Won, also known as Taehan Seong, who uses Taekwondo to fight. He's also Hoban's next challenge. Taehan is the type of bully who, instead of beating you, pulls a front man and beats your friend. So when Snapper sees Taehan beating up some dudes, he films him to gather info, but his dumbass gets caught. You open-minded? So Taehan recognizes Hoban and beats the shit out of Snapper to force Hoban to hand over his channel. With no other choice, Hoban agrees to hand it over and takes Snapper to the hospital. There, Snapper pulls a Hoban and starts crying because his ass was handed to him in front of Yoonga. I'm so pathetic. How could he know that I liked femboys? And Hoban overhears this and vows to take revenge. I'm gonna diddle him. This scene is why I like Hoban, because Hoban constantly says he has no pride and doesn't mind being pathetic, but when it comes to his friends, he sucks up his fears to become strong for them. Anyways, Hoban finds Taehan in the arcade, beats his ass in the game, and rage baits him to fight him in a month at his location. Winner takes it all. So Hoban trains again, following the same routine as before, plus hanging himself to build endurance and strength. Hey yo, why is she stepping on him? And why is he jealous? Oh my freaking Manhwa. But after all that, he learns he still can't do shit against Taekwondo. Psych, this is a street fight. So all Hoban has to do is to fight in an area where it's hard for Taehan to throw his kicks, such as a wet or enclosed area. He also learns a new move, the tackle. So Hoban picks a day where it'll rain. But on the day of the fight, the weather forecast was wrong and it doesn't rain. So Hoban does a Joseph Joestar and... Damn, he really ran away? Looks like Snapper's gonna have to keep participating in my furry role. Piss bucket! Snapper will only be in my furry role plays. Oh, you did. So they end up fighting in the bathroom where Hoban creates the wetness by using a hose. Now that you can't kick, where's my hug at? Boy, I can still use my hands. And he gives Hoban the old Baldy special. So Hoban's a little cheater and had water shoes on to allow him to kick while making sure Taehan can't. But again, it doesn't work as Taehan's a genius and just slides to beat the fuck out of Hoban. So they end up exchanging blows, and Hoban thinks he's in an anime, shouting out his moves. Calf kick, another calf kick, yeah, psych, tackle, and brings Taehan to the ground. but instead of punching him, he uses his hours of practice hanging himself to perform the G-choke. But Hoban loses his cool, and Taehyun gets loose and steals his shoes. And Hoban gets his ass kicked, and he gets finished off by Taehyun's finishing move, the back kick. And our boy Hoban is faded. And Hoban stands back up because he's been training his abs, uses the bathroom stall with his hanging technique, and baseball chokes Taehyun with the power of friendship and hard work. And with that, Taehyun is forcibly choked out and loses. With that comes a flashback, and we learn that Taehyun is crazy because of his loss to Woo-sung Kim. So Taehyun's really just a cutie patootie, but he's just on the wrong path. I really do hope him and Hoban become friends. So Hoban helps Taehyun back up. Quick, take his pants off. I'm trying. What? That's his little sponsorship.
I'm sexy.
He gets almost 200,000 subs. Meanwhile, Bomi's secretly watching Hoban stream. When a 10-ton truck, bowl-cut Korean man asks for 30 combo meals and her number.
Damn, I miss Hoban.
Holy shit, he's massive. He's legit carrying a whole 400-pound cow, bro. His name is Mangi Hwang with 6 subscribers and wants to grow his channel by using Hoban's. Damn, you ugly. He's also a serum champion who loves pretty girls and hates pretty guys because he want a pole too. He's currently stalking Bomi, but he's for later. Currently, the YouTubers known as the Comedy Crew make fun of Yoongo for her speech after disliking the reaction she had for the prank. They're basically just a group of dickheads who act nice on camera but aren't off camera. But Big Daddy Snapper won't tolerate this and steps in to defend her. But his ass ain't defending shit, bro. He got whooped. And right before Yoongo gets slapped, Mr. Saver Girl Hoban shows up and catches that arm. And he's surrounded by them all. Holy moly, he's so short. So he tries to scare them like Taehyun does. But he gets laughed at instead because, I mean, look at him. But before things escalate further, Woo-sung comes in and it's all over. So Snapper and Hoban start bickering. And Hoban admits he didn't set up because he was scared while raising up Yoongo at the same time. Anyways, turns out Woo-sung wasn't coming to save Hoban, but instead telling Hoban that he has to talk to Bomi because ignoring Bomi is not cool. Meanwhile, Yoongo's kicking her feet and shit, being all delusional, as she's head over heels for Hoban. And like, I know she liked him since she only applied to be the editor because she saw how cool Hoban was when he first stood up to Baldy. But also, she knows better than anyone that he's clearly in love with Bomi.
Girl, you delusional.
Anyways, Hoban visits Bomi at McDonald's and gets the cold shoulder. But Bomi notices the script on Hoban's finger and finds it cute. So they start talking and Bomi knows that they hired a girl editor and wants to know if she's pretty while giving Hoban the "if she is, I'ma rip your balls out" face and scares Hoban.
I think I just pooped my pants.
But then Yoongo appears.
It's hot in here.
And she's the W wingman by saying how Hoban can never shut up about her and how he loves spring more than fall, which is a play on their names since Bomi sounds like spring while Yoongo means autumn in Korean. So Yoongo pulls a Hoban and says she has an ingrown toenail while saying that their relationship is strictly professional. Aw, poor Yoongo. Go for Snapper instead. He wants you. Anyways, Bomi ends up in the hospital because of the Comedy Crew's prank and Hoban finds out, which ends up being his last straw, as not only did they harass him and his friends, they also didn't care about Bomi's accident and instead were smiling about it. So Hoban has a plan to expose the Comedy Crew's true selves and take them down. But just calling out their fake videos aren't enough, and before they can figure out something better, Rumi asks Hoban to help fake a video with her for views, and Hoban, standing on business, says, "Hell nah, I don't fake my shit. If you want to fake your shit, do it with the Comedy Crew." So she does, and tells the Comedy Crew how she don't care if she fakes her videos as long as she makes money. And the Comedy Crew, liking this, tell her to help make a video saying that Hoban's a faker and not to worry about lying because their followers are sheep who believe anything they say. But Bomi says no, and before she can leave, the Comedy Crew stops her and blackmails her with a recording of her saying how she uses her viewers for the money.
You better help us expose Hoban, or else I'm gonna leak this video to the whole world and tell everyone you're a man.
Oh my gosh, you recorded what I said? I was actually recording your ass too. You doing this all gangster like that? And I know you subscribe to my OnlyFans, so you've been beating your shit to a man this whole time. I take back everything I ever said about you, Rumi. You're the GOAT. Wait, where's that music coming from? Damn! Pulling up with leather suits, followed by a crazy sub-in between Rumi and Hoban. And Hoban's got taller and bigger. This gotta be one of the top 10 aura farms and assists of the century. But now Hoban has to fight the whole group and learns from Chicken Guy that the only way he can beat multiple opponents is to master 10 of his techniques.
No, I don't wanna.
Luckily, the other way is to bluff his way out by being scary. Damn, why he kinda scary. Oh my gosh. Oh nah, they're peeing themselves right now. Y'all ready to get your ass whooped? Oh nah. Bro's wearing shoe inserts and shoulder pads? Delete my history. But this time, something's different. Hoban isn't scared for once. Instead, he's calm, reflective, and high off of adrenaline. The fuck? Nah! He's just awesome shit. He's having fun beating their ass and ends up intimidating them. So, Hoban wins, and the Comedy Crew is no more. Also, we meet Woo-sung's coach, Logan Gracie, who's ranked #1 in the UFC. At night, Bomi bumps into the stalker bowl-cut man. Oh nah, he's so ugly. He lost 4 more subscribers. And right before he does anything to Bomi, Woo-sung saves the day and squeezes squeezes his titties. Here we can just see how strong Musang and Mangi is, as Musang is able to bring Mangi down with his techniques, but Mangi is strong enough to just say, "Get that shit off of me!" and lift him right off the ground. Luckily, our hero Hoban is here to save the day after witnessing Bomi getting pushed down and gets zero diffed by Mangi. The next day, Hoban's scared as shit after being manhandled by Mangi, but Snapper decides they won't fight him since there's no way they can win, and no one knows that they fought. But Mangi uploads a selfie with Hoban knocked out, forcing Hoban to fight Mangi on stream. However, Snapper explains the whole situation on live to make sure that they don't fight.
Good job, Snapper.
But Hoban is frustrated because he wants that sweet old adrenaline rush. This guy's a fighting druggie. So Hoban goes to fight Mangi Huang and squeezes his titties.
Ooh, double D's.
However, there were no techniques from Chicken Guy, as it's impossible for an amateur fighter to be an experienced grappler, especially one at Mangi's size.
Big boy.
So Hoban, he just spams calf kicks.
Half kick, half kick, half kick.
Man. But since his attacks don't work, Hoban runs away, backwards. Damn, good back strides. But Mangi Huang catches up instantly, tanks the hook by Hoban, and as Hoban tries to G-choke his thick, fat neck to no avail, Mangi tells him to watch his hair and throws Hoban to the ground, ripping his spine out, and Hoban dies. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Holy shit, he's standing. Turns out Hoban was wearing a spine protector this whole time and was running backwards on purpose to practice his new move, Taehun's back kick. Because Hoban needed a new move, he went to Taehun and begs him to teach him the back kick by glazing Taekwondo. Taekwondo makes me wet. And because of that, Taehun agrees because he loves Taekwondo so much, but also knows how it's no longer where it used to be. Anyways, Hoban lands the back kick, but instead of kicking the stomach, he kicks this man's balls. Ooh.
That was low.
So Mangi picks up Hoban to ground slam him when Hoban, struggling to defend, clings onto Mangi's hair and oh Saint Maria, my eyes, rips off the wig in front of thousands of viewers. So Hoban and Mangi just end up talking, and it turns out this guy's really just a misunderstood dude. Please, Hoban, I need this. My mom knows I'm balding. I want to get married one day. I take pills for hair loss. Hoban, I'm watching your stream right now. Why are you trying not to laugh, bro? That's disrespectful as shit, bro. So Mangi actually started YouTube in hopes of getting a girlfriend, but feels like no one will see him for who he truly is due to his boldness and size. But Hoban cheers him up, showing the millions of comments supporting Mangi and encouraging him to keep going, even with his balding. So they all celebrate and become friends. And everything's honestly looking really great. Hoban's channel is doing good. He's texting the love of his life, Bomi. He has money. And his mom was able to find a donor, which means she could get her surgery and finally leave the hospital. And even better, it's only 20 million won, which is $18,000, which is nothing compared to how much Hoban makes. Let's go. But Snapper brings in bad news. Their channel has been flagged and demonetized. And this is very odd because YouTube never had any problems with their videos before, meaning they're being targeted by a group. And if Hoban doesn't get the money in time for the day of the surgery, he might lose this 1 in a million chance to save his mom. So Hoban has to figure out a way to get the funds before the day of the surgery, while Snapper tries to solve the problem. Oh, but look at the time, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. This is my first time ever making a video like this, so let me know what you guys liked or disliked in the comments below. I also have a Twitch, Daddy Ethan, so go follow that, guys. We are live every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Anyways, next video will be in like 2 weeks or so, maybe.